and welcome back to the Smashi Business Show. I am Farah Bashir and joining me is...
And I'm Ward Ahmed.
Well, before we start, let me just give you a quick run through our headlines for today. Bella Hadid finally takes legal action as Adidas faces stock drop and, of course, boycott calls. And lifestyle publication faces criticism over AI lifestyle editor, and her name is Reem. And from their living room to $120 million, Dubizzle founders of remarkable exit. So, first of all, how are you, Warid?
I'm good today, Farah. I say let's just get straight to business today.
Okay, I agree with you. So remember yesterday we spoke about the situation between Bella Hadid and Adidas and how they got her removed and so on. And we did call, you and I, we sat here and we did say that, you know what, their stocks are going to be dropping. However, we were right. They dropped yesterday and they got back up. So before we talk about it, I'll just give you all a quick run through the story. So Bella Hadid has taken legal action following her removal from Adidas SL72 sneaker campaign, and despite being under contract with Adidas, Hadid has hired legal representation to address what she perceives as the brand's mishandling of the situation. Now, Hadid, who has been vocal, we know Hadid she's always talked about the situation in Palestine and so on. She's been vocal about the Palestinian rights. She was troubled by the campaign and sensitively to historical, of course, tragedies. And as well than I predicted yesterday, the Adidas decision to remove Bella Hadid from their sneaker campaign has gotten the brand to face a widespread calls for boycott and saw a decline in their stock prices. Surprised? I think not.
So Farah said that they've seen a stock market drop. However, this was yesterday. Today, Adidas has experienced an increase in their stock.
That's true. It's now at 228.7, and yesterday it was at 227. So I would say it was a drop. Of course, in the stock market, if anything drops, even if it's very little, it's a very little number, but it's very significant, of course. However, Hadid is still taking legal action because it's kind of unfair, she was the face of the Adidas and they just cut her off.
That's true. Back in 2022 when Adidas dropped Kanye West from Adidas, due to his anti-Semitic remarks, Bella Hadid herself tweeted saying that there are people that I love in the world, people that happen to be Jewish, that feel scared by the words that have been used. To my Jewish loved ones, the Jewish community worldwide, I am here to say that you belong, you are worthy, and your right as a human being is to be alive. Now, from this, we can see that Bella Hadid is clearly not anti-Semitic, and we can clearly see that the move that Adidas has made is clearly unfair towards her. However, in a business perspective, how do you think this will affect Adidas?
Of course, because look, when they get someone as influential as Bella Hadid, or anyone really, if they got someone, whether, as you said, Kanye West for his CDs, or anyone who's really a celebrity, an influencer, and so on, they got this person because they know that this person is going to influence. No matter where they stand politically, I think the fact that Adidas just cut off Bella Hadid before her contract ends with them, I think that kind of does not make sense for her. And as well, it happened in, I would say, the wrong time because right now with the genocide happening in Gaza, and a lot of boycotts are being called in for different brands. Different brands we have, I don't want to mention brands, but you guys can know what I mean. Maybe Adidas should have been thinking in a way we don't want to lose a business. We don't want to be called out for boycott and not take Bella Hadid out because what is happening right now is, of course, a result of what they did.
Yeah. See, honestly, this legal action case, it's not going to go well for Bella Hadid, and it's not going to go well for Adidas either. Now, legal cases, they require a lot of money. They require a lot of people.
Yeah.
So both sides will lose from this. And actually, we see in 2022 when Adidas dropped Kanye West from Adidas, what actually happened is that the sportswear brand had around 1.3 billion worth of dollars unsold Yeezy shoes in stock. Yeah.
Yes,
and the termination of their ties with Kanye actually cost them $655 million in sales, and overall the company lost around $550 million. And around that time, they actually also had a legal case with Kanye West. However, they ended up dropping it. They had a $75 million case with Kanye, and they ended up dropping it because legal cases, they never go well. Even if you do win, you're going to destroy the relationship that you had with a very long-lasting client. And, we see that Adidas, they've lost their case with Yeezy. They've lost their case with Kanye West. And now they might lose their case with Bella Hadid. And you really have to ask yourself, will they win the Great War with Nike?
I think not. Because at this point, it's not about a celebrity or someone who's influential. Because there is as well politics all inside of this, right? And with what's happening in Gaza, the genocide, of course, people and this generation is not quiet, it's not staying silent, and they are actually, the boycotts are working. We've seen what happened with Starbucks, for example. And with this happening, it's like someone influential, and as well on top of it all, something political. So all of these will contribute to Adidas's fall down, right?
Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't underestimate.
Exactly, we shouldn't underestimate, this generation and how they are speaking up and how boycott is really working. So the moment they dropped Bella Hadid, I think that was like end game for them.
I don't just necessarily think it's end game. I think in a business perspective, once again, second place is the first to lose. They've been trying to battle Nike in history since forever. And actually, as of 2024, Nike has over $50 billion in sales, while they have just over $20 billion.
Well, you guys, this is, I think, a story that keeps on, I would say, getting bigger and bigger, and we will be reporting the news for you. But let's jump to our next story. AI, my dear friend, AI. I don't know if you know, but Richard knows how much I fear AI. I genuinely fear it. So, in light of that, lifestyle publication faces criticism over AI lifestyle editor, and her name is Reem. So, just to give you a bit of details, recently, Sherlock's, a prominent online lifestyle publication based in London, faced criticism for employing an AI bot named Reem as a lifestyle editor. What was Reem? Well, Reem assists in creating and managing content, which has elicited mixed reactions. Some praise its efficiency, while others worry it could replace human jobs and question the authenticity of AI-generated content. And this incident raises important questions about the balance between technology and traditional journalism roles. So both are journalists. And speaking of that, how much do you fear AI?
I don't really fear AI.
Okay.
I believe AI is the tool that we now have, and we can just use it to become faster, to become better. But I don't necessarily feel that it will ever take over.
Well, I'll read some of the comments of what they said. Someone said, reminds me of this quote I saw recently by an author called Joanna, something like, I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so I can do art and writing, not AI to do my art and writing so I can do laundry and dishes. And as well, someone was like, am I tripping, or did you create an AI woman or staff instead of hiring someone? What do you think? This honestly is very smart. Maybe because AI maybe do you think they would understand better than a human?
I don't think so. And we've seen this in ChatGPT. ChatGPT still cannot write better than a human being.
That's true. You can
They
tell.
do not have the same talent.
Yes, because you can tell if it's written by ChatGPT or if it's written by a human being.
You think you can tell?
Yes, of course you can tell. I'm sorry, but it's like when someone's writing an article and the article is like, I don't know, too perfect, with perfect words and perfect everything. It's clearly ChatGPT, 100%. I can tell when someone is writing something ChatGPT. I can tell. I can immediately pick it up. Well, there is another comment that says, this is not it. Instead of having an actual woman or a plus-size woman, you've made a virtual one. Disappointing. I think people are disappointed because the AI looks very real.
Yes.
Right? If you guys look at the AI, it's on our Smashi Business Instagram post. She looks real. I didn't even know that she was AI. And it's very disappointing to people because they're like, oh my God, are they going to steal our jobs? Are they going to look like us? Are they going to be us? She even has a name like us.
Yeah. It's very dehumanizing.
It is
very dehumanizing.
Yeah.
I believe that, lifestyle did it because they needed something that was more cost efficient. But in terms of for their brand reputation, it won't play well because there are many people who want to be journalists. There are many people there available to write, and them taking this decision will perhaps create a trend in the business world for what other owners choose to do and whether they might actually also create bots to do their work.
Well, honestly, I couldn't agree with you more on that because if you want to think about it in a way that we can work with AI instead of having it, I don't know, control us. Don't you think so?
That's true. I believe it's better to work with AI than just we have AI.
Agreed. Well, let's jump to our next story, our famous Dubizzle. So, the owners, the Dubizzle founders, are marking a remarkable exit they started from their living room to $120 million. So JC Butler and Sim Watley, new to Dubai and job hunting, started Dubizzle in 2005 from their apartment, running it from their living room for the first 2 years, and initially self-funded. They received their first external investment in 2006, achieving profitability soon after in 2010. Of course, it's a multinational internet and media group based in South Africa, invested acquiring a 25% stake in Dubizzle. However, they are leaving. Tell us more about it, Wood.
Essentially, what happened is the Dubizzle owners, after 14 years of having the company, they sold all of its stakes, leaving with $120 million.
Well, we as well know that, Dubizzle grew from like a small operation, and it included like all the 7 Emirates, right?
Yeah.
Like if you open the Dubizzle website, you can choose what Emirates you want, the thing that you want to get from, and as well it expanded to countries like Egypt and Saudi Arabia. However, of course, following the acquisition that we talked about, which happened in 2013, which was acquired at a 51% stake for $120 million. Of course, Dubizzle wants to continue to thrive, acquiring several startups such as Expat Wheels and so on. And the management team emphasized the company's operations would remain independent and unaffected by the acquisition, ensuring continuity in its culture and values. So I would wonder, what is the next step for Dubizzle?
That's a really good question, but the story, it's very beautiful because it's very inspiring. They started the business from just their living room in 2005. The business was self-funded, and what they did is that they acknowledged that there was something missing in the market, that people were being exploited when they were trying to buy and they were trying to sell. So they thought to themselves, okay, let's create something where people can sell and they can buy safely, and they can do it and in a very cost-effective way. And that's where Dubizzle came from. So firstly, what occurred is that after having, as you mentioned, after having their first investment in 2006, in 2010, they sold 25% of their stakes to the South African company Naspers. And then later on in 2013, they sold another 28.6% to Naspers. And then again in 2018, they sold the rest of their stakes, their entire stakes in the company to Naspers. I see this as a classic case of, you build a ship and then they let that ship sail. They
I agree
finally let
with you,
that ship
and
sail.
as well, we have seen their market continue with the growth because it has experienced consistent and annual growth since it has begun operating. However, the new leadership is determined to maintain this trajectory, and as well, the platform is already, as you said, ranked as one of the most visited websites in the UAE with over 5 million people visiting it monthly, and it aims to, I would say, strengthen its market presence. Maybe they're going to change the strategy more, so maybe push it more on social media because people maybe have been avoiding it lately. Well, thank you so much, Suart, for being here, and it's always a pleasure talking to you.
It was a pleasure talking to you too.
And you guys, this brings us to the end of the show, so stay tuned tomorrow, same time, same place, and do not forget we go in podcast form and to subscribe to our newsletter. Bye-bye.
Thank you.